Hello, YouTube. We're coming to the end in relation to the Hulk 181. So last upload, I showed the color of the pulp that I was able to produce, and I like the actual color of the pulp and the color of the interior of the pages. So now we need to work on the evidence of color touch, which is right here. I can see some red that bled through, a little blue that bled through, and I want to try now to remove it. So how are we going to do it? The one thing that I learned in doing this is that you want to try to start first with the most least aggressive forms of cleaning. So with that stated, what I am going to do is I am going to use first straight water, no chemicals, no suction table, none of that. We're just going to use water because I believe that the color that that dumb kid used in the past in order to try to color touch the book was watercolor. And the watercolor may just rinse out if I wet the book. So how we're gonna do it? We're gonna put it down, we're gonna put the front wrap on a piece of Rame paper, as you have here. We're gonna put it on my grate that you buy at Home Depot in the lighting section. Night Tiger, I believe, gave me this suggestion many months ago when I started doing leaf casting, and he was right, because a lot of the people who do document conservation, this is the type of grate that they use. And next step, we're going to take a second piece of Rame paper, we're going to put it over, and then we're going to clean it. So I'm going to bring it upstairs to the sink in my kitchen. Hopefully my wife does not get mad. And we are going to give it a nice soaking with warm water. I am going to use regular tap water. I'm not using distilled water. The amount of distilled water I would need would be too much. I would have to buy a small tank full of it. So that's why we just use good old regular tap water from my house. Just to let you know, I do have a whole house filtration system, so that helps. And as you can see right now, what I'm doing, I'm just giving it a little mist in order to get it started, and we'll give it a nice brushing out. When you brush out the pages, you always want to start from the inside going outwards. Now, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but the color touch right there is definitely coming through. And if the camera's picking it up, you can see the red right there. So stay tuned, and I'm going to do this now. I'm not going to show you me rinsing it. If you want to see how I rinse books, I have many uploads. And in fact, one of my most popular uploads is how to remove water stains, and I believe that's a Captain Marvel family or Marvel family book that I did. And just look back at the thumbnails and you'll see it. It has over 1,000 views, and it's a 3-part series. So stay tuned. Let's see if we can take care of this, and I'll be back. Okay guys, we are back. I basically cleaned the first wrap. I cascaded the water down. I did it for approximately, I would say, 20 minutes, give or take, and then I continue doing it again. And based on what I'm looking at now, it looks like possibly the water cured the bleed through with the color touch. So what needs to be done now? Very simple. I need to basically dry the cover or dry the first wrap, because the only way I'm truly going to know if the water removed the bleed through is by letting it dry. So how am I gonna dry it? Very simple, like I always do. I'll try to blot out as much water as possible by putting some paper towels on it. And then what I'll do is I will put it between my trusty pieces of glass, and then we'll let it dry nice and flat. If the color touch was removed, then we're on to leaf casting. And I may have to adjust my actual mixture, because believe it or not, when you do a water bath, plain water, the color of the newsprint sometimes does lighten up. So stay tuned. We're gonna let this dry, and then we're going to take a closer look to see if I was able to remove the color touch, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you and stay tuned.